Hello friends, I hope you all are doing fine today. Alright, so this video will be in English, and as I have explained earlier that I will be creating the same video in three different languages. One is Hindi, another one is English, and in Tamil. So the video in English is for those people who do not understand any of the Indian languages. And so for example, I have friends from the United States, United Kingdom, and New Zealand and other parts of the world. So they do not understand Indian languages. So for them, I have created this video in English. And moreover, let's say that if I go for a job interview, if I have an interview with an employer who is based either in the United Kingdom or United States, or let's say anywhere in Europe, right? So he or she would find this video useful. All right. So now let's start with one of the reasons why Power BI is so important. Okay, as you could see that I've written here in my own words, it's because it's easier to do analysis on larger data sets, and the data visualization options in Power BI are much better compared to Excel. So I will show you my file size, and this is one of the perfect examples which indicates why doing an analysis in Power BI is much beneficial. So as you could see that I'm opening this file size. I'm opening this file named flights updated with airline names. Okay, you can see this for yourself. It's taking so long just to open the file because this file has got 1 million rows, and I'll be honest with you, I have worked on data sets that have more than 10,000 rows. So working on such a huge file size often makes analysis a little difficult compared to Power BI. So now Power BI will make it easier for us to do analysis on the data sets that have a huge row size and columns. Alright, so now the file has finally loaded. You can see this for yourself. It has 1 million and 1,048,576. So 1,048,576. So that's the number of rows you could see in my Excel file. Alright, so let's begin with the analysis for today's video. Okay, so I will rename this first tab as flights analysis. Alright, so this is done. Now what I'm going to do is I will change the page color. So I will go, you could see here there are two options. One is build your visual, the second one is format your report page. So you go to canvas background, and below that you see an option called wallpaper. There you see the color, so you select the color that you like. Personally I like this color. I will select this color. You see the color of the page has changed. Alright, so now I will insert a few shapes. Let's insert rectangle. I personally prefer rectangle. If you want, you can insert any other shape as per your preference. So I will copy this and paste a couple of them, and I'll explain why they will be used. Okay, the first one is the title. I will expand this to the right, complete right. Okay, now what I will do is change the color of this rectangle. So I will change it to this color. Is it looking better? Oh yes, it is. is one of my favorite colors. You can change it to any color, any other color as per your preference. Alright, so now what I will do is I need a text which will be the title. So it's flights analysis. Okay, and I will change the font type to Arial black, and I will increase the font size so that you can find it much easier to see it for yourself. Flights analysis. This is better. Okay, there you go. So now I will add the Q&A, which is the AI box in Power BI. So you can ask any question, it will give you the result. Let me resize this box. Okay, it's good to go now. And a couple of other boxes that I need to fill the data. First, what I will do is I will change the color of this box. Go to style, change the color. I'll keep the same color for all the boxes just to make sure it's uniform. Alright, and for presentation purposes it makes it pretty simple and easy to understand. Alright, so now once again I will make sure that the text is turned on so that I could type. Alright, this will be for flights cancellation analysis. Flights cancellation analysis. And you see, cancellation is one of the revenue loss for an airline. So an airline will be very interested in finding out what is causing the flights cancellation to increase, or and if you find lot many flights being cancelled, then that's a loss for the airline. So the airline will definitely be interested in reducing that. Alright, let me drag it to this here, and let me resize this box. Okay, I think it should be good to go. Alright, so let's look at the key influencers. Alright, so it says analyze. What needs to be analyzed? Flights cancellation. Okay, just give me a couple of minutes and I have to search something. Okay, here it says flights cancelled. I just will rename this. So you don't need to go to Excel again and again to rename some of the fields there. You can do it here as well. Okay, so flights cancellation. Okay, there you go. As you could see, okay, flight cancellation. Now it says working on it. It's just renaming the flight cancellation. I will analyze flights cancellation, and let's look at the explanations. So what's causing the flights cancellation to increase? So I will click on focus mode, which will enlarge the key influencer box, and it's running the analysis for us. Okay, and let me click on only show values of influencers. Okay, and as you can see, it says flight cancellation most likely to increase when the cancellation reason is B than otherwise on an average. So that B could be any other reason. Let's say the fare is higher, or they do not have a direct flight, or whether there's a lot of departure delays for that airline, etc., etc. All right. So now you can see here, as I said, like the flight cancellation is more likely to increase when the cancellation reason is B than otherwise on an average. So the airline will find out that okay, B is the reason for lot many cancellation to happen. So they will work on ensuring that the B is kept in check and kept under control, so that the cancellation can be reduced. Okay. So this is the key influencers, and now what I will do is I will just modify the size of this box as well. So this is also one of the titles for us. Now let me just resize this a little bit. Okay. Alright, so here I will mention departures, country-wise departures. Once again, I will change the color to this one, and I guess this is purple. Alright, so once again, I will ensure that the text box is turned on here, so that I could change the title of this box, and I will say country-wise departures. Country-wise departures. Change the font type to Arial black, and I'll increase the font size to make it easier for the viewer to see this. Alright. Now I think when you compare both of them, they're not looking identical. So let me look at the font size for this one, and I just want to keep this uniform so that it looks a little presentable. 20, and I think it should be 20 here as well. Alright, so now both the font sizes are identical. Alright, so now let's look at the country-wise departures in a map. Which are the countries from where you find the departures happening? I'll modify the size of this box once again, and here it says location. So in location, I will ensure to add origin airport. I'll place it here, and as you can see for yourselves, these are the countries from where the departures are taking place. Alright, let me just resize this box a little bit. Okay, now let's go to the matrix box, where we can see airport wise total departures. Alright, the origin airport, we'll place this in rows, and then I'll place scheduled arrival in the values box and scheduled departure. Alright, so for this particular airport, let me just enlarge this. Okay, for this particular airport, as you can see, all the airport wise, this particular airport, you have so many arrivals happening in a particular year. Now again for departure, you have so many arrivals happening here. Alright, so this is flights analysis, overall flights analysis for us. Now I'll go to the second tab where I will explain the flight delay analysis. Let's do an analysis on that. Let me rename this to flights delay analysis. Flights delay analysis. Once again, I'll change the color of this page. I'll change it to green. No, I think I clicked the wrong option. I'm so sorry. It's wallpaper. This one, you change this color. Alright, so you can see the color has been changed to green. Now let me insert a few boxes, and one of the boxes will be having a title. Let me copy that. Okay, flights delay analysis. Alright, so once again I'll change it to purple, and I will ensure that the text box is turned on so that I could change the title of the box. And I'll type flights delay analysis. Change the font type to Arial Black. I'll increase the font size so that you find it easier to see this for yourself. Flights delay analysis. Okay. Alright. I think we may not need this. And so let's look at the key influencers. What are the factors behind flight delays? It says analyze. So what are we going to analyze? We're going to analyze the departure delay, and what will be one of the reasons for that? Will be weather delay. And also I would like to let you know that I'm not from the airlines industry. I do not work in the airlines industry, so per my understanding as on this report, this is one of the common reasons for departure delay is poor weather. There could be other reasons such as bird strike and other factors. So those things are not mentioned in this report. So let's look at the weather delay thing. Let me just increase. So it says okay. All right. So yeah, as you can see on the report here, it says that when the weather delay is more than 11, and there are a lot many weather delays are happening, and on average the departure delay would increase. All right. Okay, so this is our flights delay. Now let us look at the month-wise flights analysis. I'll go to this tab, change the name to month-wise flight analysis, month-wise flights analysis. You can see this for yourself here. Okay, once again, change the color of the page to green. Okay, and I will insert once again rectangle box. Here I will say, here I will change the color to purple as usual. We'll see to it that the text box is turned on, so that I could change the title of the box. So month-wise departure and arrival analysis. Okay, so we'll increase the font size, change the font type to Arial Black, increase the font size. Okay, I think it's good to go. Alright, so in our matrix box, let's see in which month do we have a lot of departures and arrivals happening. And yeah, so in the rows, I'll add origin airport. Now see the month. Okay. All right. So on month-wise, how many arrivals and departure that we have? I'll place scheduled arrival and scheduled departure in the values box. All right. So one of the reasons why you find this very useful is because the marketing department can plan their marketing strategy accordingly. So they find that, okay, if I were to look at first month, and in January, you see in January there are a lot of arrivals happening, arrival and departure happening compared to the other months. So in February, comparatively it's lesser, and in March it's very much less compared to February and January. So the marketing department will see to it that they will plan their marketing campaigns accordingly, so that a lot many flights can be booked, and which will allow to ensure that there's a lot of revenue coming in, and that will offset for the months where there are not much flights. All right, so here we have our month-wise flight analysis. Now let's go to page 4, which is we'll see airline-wise flights analysis. I'll change the tab name to airlines, airline-wise flights analysis. Okay. All right. So I will change the font page color once again. Go to wallpaper, select the color green. We'll change the color as usual, and once again I will insert the title of this report. Alright, so airline wise I'll change the color to purple, and I will ensure that the text box is turned on so that I can change the title. I'm so sorry, I meant add the title. So airline price, flights analysis. I'll change the font type to Arial black, change it to and increase the font size so that you can find it easier to read it for yourself. Airline flights analysis. Alright, so let's look at which airline is doing better. What I will do is I will mention the airline name, keep it in the rows section, and then we will see the values which have a scheduled arrival and scheduled departure. Okay. Let me enlarge this. Okay. So as you could see in the report, which one is really doing better? It seems that Southwest Airlines is doing better. They have the largest number of arrival and departures happening. So that means Southwest Airlines would be doing much better compared to other airlines in the United States. All right. So they have. Let me just look at the number to see that I read it correctly. Here is 150, 150, then 27,000, and so it's 3.3 million. Yeah, 3.3 million seems to be. No, I'm afraid I think I read it incorrectly. No, it's not 3.3 million. I would say it's 33 million. Not too sure if it's 32. I may have it'll take some time for me to read the numbers. Give me a couple of minutes, give me a few minutes. So it's 27,150, and then okay, it seems that they have 336 million arrival happening. All right, so based on this data, you can see for yourself Southwest Airlines is doing much better, and then after that you have Delta Airlines in the second place. So you can see for yourself which airlines is doing better. All right, so that's it in this report, and thank you so much for watching this report. And if you find this useful, please do let us know. Please do let me know, because this is one of those reports that I've prepared wherein nobody taught me how to do the airline's flight analysis, but I'm just creating it based on my own understanding of the report. I've created other reports in Power BI, but this is the first report that I've created wherein I've done an analysis of flights. And I am aware that my analysis needs a lot of improvement. I am aware of that. And so one of the YouTubers for whom I would like to credit is Kenji Explains. He's one of the amazing YouTubers there, who's who's helping a lot many other people in making a very good report on Power BI. So yeah, now before I end the video, I would like to say that, you know, if you are a job seeker and if you want a job in Power BI, right, and if you create a video on YouTube wherein you have created the dashboard, the recruiter may find it pretty interesting, and some recruiters may be impressed that okay, you have already created some dashboard in Power BI, and that helps the recruiter in understanding that you may have some understanding of Power BI, and that's kind of a brownie point in comparison to other job seekers who may just come with a standard file, a standard resume, and standard credentials, but you have something more in addition to other job seekers. So in job interview, this may be handy. All right. So thank you so much for watching the video. Please let me know how did you find this video in the comment section. Have a wonderful day.